If you're looking to start an online business, one of the first questions you have to answer is, what is my niche gonna be? Like, what am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna sell products about? What do people wanna learn from me that I could sell in online courses, that I could have a membership site about, that I could do coaching and consulting about? What is my thing? This is a really difficult question to answer, especially because many of us have too many ideas. It's kind of counterintuitive if you think about it, because you would think that we wouldn't have enough, but most people who want to get into online business are actually paralyzed by too many choices. They have a lot of things they're interested in, a lot of things they could teach about. It's hard to narrow it down to one. Or you might be thinking, yeah, that's not me. I just want to get into this, but I'm not sure what I could teach about. In fact, I talk to people all the time who will comment on my videos, or even just people that I talk to in like real life, who will say, I don't know that anybody wants to know anything that I know. I don't think I know enough to be able to create an online course. I don't think I know enough to be able to have a YouTube channel or a podcast teaching something. But here's the thing. Every single one of us has something, has some knowledge that is unique to us that other people would want to know. The key is to narrow down on what that is, and it has to meet a few very simple key criteria, which we're gonna get into in this video. By the end of this video, you're gonna know if your idea is going to work, if it has potential to work as an online business, and you're also gonna get a framework for how to discover that idea in the first place. If that sounds pretty good to you, then go ahead and preemptively smash the like button, as every smash of the like button helps me. Be sure to subscribe to this channel, and I want to give you something. I want to put something in your hands for free as a way to say thank you for stopping by, and it is my super simple guide to your first $500 online. If you go to lanesebring.com/supersimple, you can pick up my free super simple guide to your first $500 online. It is a step-by-step process where I walk you through exactly how to go from no idea to creating an idea to building an online course business around that idea and putting money in your pocket. I really think if you can make your first $500, the sky is truly the limit from there. So go to lanesebring.com/supersimple. All right, so let's get into this. You want to get into online business, but you don't know what the niche is gonna be yet. The very first thing that you should do is ask yourself some questions. So what I'm gonna do is I'm actually gonna walk through a set of questions that you should ask yourself. And as you do this, some ideas are going to start coming to the surface. Number one, what particular hobby or interest is unique to you? So is there a hobby that is unique to you? Maybe you're into gardening, maybe you're into knitting, maybe you're into wreath making. This is one of my favorite examples of an online business. There's a guy who makes wreaths, and he teaches people how to make wreaths online. He has courses, he does Facebook Lives, he does webinars, and he makes a lot of money, multiple six figures a year, teaching people how to make wreaths. If you don't know what a wreath is, it's a circular thing that goes on your door, right? Not just at Christmas, but every time of the year. He makes wreaths. That is his hobby that is unique to him, and he was able to take that hobby and turn it into a business. So is there a hobby that is unique to you, or an interest that you have that maybe not everybody has that interest? For me, it was that I was a pastor, so my vocation lent itself to having a certain type of skill. I was a skilled communicator. At least I trained in that in college, went to seminary, learned how to preach, and then I decided to create a resource to help new preachers learn how to preach. It's called Preaching Donkey. So it was a skill that was unique to me, not just a hobby, but it was actually like an interest that I had that I was able to take and make that into something that I taught other people. That was unique to me. So the question is, what is unique to you that someone else might want to learn about? Number two, what topic could you talk about for hours? Like, what is the thing that when you get on that thing, you know so much about it, you are enthused by it, it makes you happy to talk about it? For me, online business is one of those things. When I'm at parties, when I'm hanging out with people, when I'm just living my life, if I can get with someone and we can talk shop about business, and I can talk about how maybe they could start a business from what they're doing, or if someone's in business, like the other day I was at a birthday party of a kid. My kid was in their class with other kids, and so we went to this birthday party at this playground, and one of the dads there is an entrepreneur, and he's doing some amazing things in his business, and his business is different than mine. But we started talking shop about business, and we talked for 2 hours. We talked about online business, we talked about traditional business. It was amazing. I could literally talk about this stuff all day, which is why it's easy to get in front of a camera and talk about it with you. So what is the thing that you could talk about for hours? Number 3, what do people come to you to ask for advice about? What are you the go-to person for, where people come to you and they're like, you're the guy, you're the girl who we go to for this question? Maybe it's parenting. I know somebody who has an amazing online business all about helping parents get their young babies and toddlers to sleep. She's a sleep consultant. And so she has online courses, she does consulting, she has a membership site all about how to get babies to sleep at night. That's an amazing thing. And I've actually interviewed her on this channel. You can check that video out right here. But that is something that people went to her all the time for advice about. She's very interested, so she went and got a certification in sleep consulting and started an online business. Now, you may be interested in something that doesn't require a certification. You might just be somebody that people go to ask for advice about how to work on their car, or how to make their lawn grow, or how to cook amazing steaks on a grill. It could be any number of things, but what do people come to you for advice about? Number 4, what valuable skill or information could you easily teach others about? So not just something that's unique to you, and not just something that you could talk about for hours, and not just something that people come to you for advice about, but what is something that you could teach other people about? What is something that you know it and you could learn more about it, and every week you could help people get further along in their journey in that thing? How could you teach people about it? When I started preaching donkey, I had no idea how much there was still for me to learn about preaching until I started teaching about it. And now I know more about that topic than I ever thought I would, both from experience and from teaching it and from coaching people and from creating courses and online membership sites about it, because I realize every step of the way, I learn something, I teach it. I learn something, I teach it. So what do you know? What is a skill or valuable information that you have that you could teach other people and it would benefit them in a huge way? That's a great indication that it might be something that you could take on as an online business topic. And then finally, number 5, what is a topic that you just know more about it than most people? I mean, it's something that most people don't know what you know about that thing. Now you have to kind of pull back the curtain to really get this, because we as human beings are plagued with something called the curse of knowledge. This is when once we know something, we actually kind of forget what it was like to not know the thing that we now know. This is why it's really, really hard to teach, because as a teacher, you have to go back and try to remember what it was like to not know things that are so basic to you now that you assume everybody knows them. So this happens to me all the time when I'm talking to people about online business. And I use words like landing pages and lead magnets and sales funnels and welcome sequences. And I think these are all things that people just know. But what I realize is that if somebody's a brand new business owner, brand new to online business, they're probably not going to know those things unless they've looked into it. So I can't just throw words around and not explain them, but it's an opportunity for me to understand that there's something that I know that other people who are just starting out would like to know, and I know more about it than most people. What is that thing for you? What is the thing that you know way more about it than most people? You could teach about it, you have a valuable skill, valuable information about it, and it's unique to you. People need to hear your voice about it. Start to write down the answers to these questions. And by the way, each one of these questions I got from the Super Simple Guide. So if you haven't gone over and downloaded it yet, now's the time. Go get it, lanesebring.com/supersimple. It actually walks you through these questions, how to process through them, to really hone in on your niche and determine what you're going to build your online business around. Now, once you have kind of walked through these questions and maybe you've come up with a few different ideas that meet these criteria, the question is, how do you know it's going to work? Well, there's actually an intersection of 3 different things that have to come together. And this is something I got from Graham Cochran and other people who teach about this kind of thing, how to make a niche profitable. But you have on one end your passions, right? What you're passionate about. That's kind of everything we just talked about is I'm passionate about this, I know a lot about it, I could talk about it. That's passion. On the other end, there's profitability. In other words, there's a market for it. So there's a passion and there's a market. Market just means, is anybody gonna pay for it, right? Is anybody gonna actually pay for the thing I'm passionate about? When those 2 things meet in the middle, you've got a business. Passion meets market, you have something. And the way you know that there's a market is, do people actually need or want what you're passionate about? So for example, I am incredibly passionate about bacon cheeseburgers. I love bacon cheeseburgers. I think they're amazing. I like Wendy's, I like McDonald's, I like Brahms. I'm from Oklahoma, they don't have them here in Tennessee, but Brahms bacon cheeseburgers. I like Culver's, I like In-N-Out Burger. Like, I love burgers, fast food burgers, slow food burgers. But just because I'm passionate about that topic does not mean that there's a market of people ready and willing to hear me talk about it or watch me eat them. They'd probably be grossed out, honestly, if they watched me eat a big burger. So just because I'm passionate about it doesn't mean that there's actually people that are gonna pay me money because they don't want or need to hear about burgers from me. So what is it for you that you're actually passionate about? So for me, I'm passionate about preaching. I'm passionate about pastors communicating effectively. And there's actually pastors out there who want information about that, who are struggling with their sermon writing, struggling with their sermon delivery, and want to know, how do I do this? What could make this easier, smoother, better, more efficient? And so my passion and the need that's out there comes together and we have a business. Same thing with this brand, online business. I have a passion about helping people take what they know and turn it into a profitable, growing online business. And there's people who want to make money doing that, they just don't know how to put all the pieces together. So I put those 2 things together and boom, I've got a business. So what are you passionate about and how does that intersect with what the market actually is demanding? If you put those 2 things together, you have a home run idea for an online business. And just to give you an example of how these things can come together, I want you to watch this video that I did with my friend who is a sleep consultant, Samantha Day, right here. And we'll talk about how she took her passion and she created an online business out of it. So click right here on this video and we'll talk to Samantha Day.